everybody, it's me again. Welcome or welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so today's video is going to be an ode to my birthday. My birthday was last week, March the 4th. So this is going to be a fun fact, random fact, all about me video. So I'm just going to list off some random facts about me, and let me know if you guys have any similarities to any of the things that I list in today's video down in the comments. Okay, so as I just mentioned, my birthday is March the 4th, so that makes me a Pisces. Shout out to all the Pisces out there. And I am an Aquarius moon and a Virgo rising. So for those in the horoscopes, you could definitely use your Googles and figure out what that means, because I do fit those characteristics to a T. So yeah. Next fun fact is music is my first love. I have been singing since about 4 years old. I have a YouTube channel dedicated to my music where I did a bunch of covers, but I haven't posted on there in a very long time. So don't go look it up, because that channel is dusted. So yeah, I'm a huge fan and one of the many children of music. On the subject of music, my favorite singer / vocalist is Whitney Elizabeth Houston. Okay, there are so many talented singers, so many talented artists out there. But for me, when it comes to my ear, one artist that I always, take heed and listen to try to get notes from it's always gonna be Whitney Houston. She just has that God-given talent that a lot of people don't have. I mean, she's called the voice for a reason. Okay, her voice is so strong, and her notes are so crisp when she sings. I mean, you think of Whitney in her prime, nobody is touching her. I mean, nobody. I'm sorry. I mean, that's no shade to anyone else, but when it comes to my fave, it's Whitney Houston, hands down, always, forever. Next fun fact about me is that also at 4 years old, I learned how to pretty much completely read on my own, with no help or nothing. My godmom is a teacher, so she would always find different little activities for me to do to help enhance my reading. Whether it was reading, different pit stop signs or directions or whatever the case. And so when I was 4 years old, I was able to fully read on my own. And that's part of the reason why I love reading now. The best dish that I cook is fried chicken. That probably sounds very stereotypical, but it is what it is. That's one of the very first things I learned how to cook. I've been cooking since about 12 years old. So that was one of the very first things I learned how to cook. And so over the years, I've been able to perfect it. So that is one thing that I always get requested from my family is my fried chicken. A close second would probably be spaghetti. My favorite food is pizza. I am just a huge fan of pizza. I'm all about carbs, okay? So this is not a, page for the health police, okay? If I want pizza, I'm going to go get pizza. Okay, it's my favorite food to eat. Obviously, you got to pick and choose your favorite spots. One of mine is a local place that I love to get pizza from. If we're talking about a worldwide food chain, it would be Pizza Hut, because they're the only ones who the pizza looks and tastes like it do on the commercials. So yeah, I love pizza as my favorite food. I have several favorite foods. I also love pasta. I also love a loaded baked potato. So yeah, if any of those come across my, table, I'm ready to eat. My favorite, obviously, is pizza. My favorite dessert is sweet potato pie. Not pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. Okay? Give me a nice slice of sweet potato pie with some really soft whipped cream, and that just does the trick for me. So, and it's more special during the holiday season, because you don't really get sweet potato pie all year round. So that's probably my favorite dessert to eat, is that good old sweet potato pie. My favorite candy is lemon heads. Stores don't always have them, which is annoying. But I always love to give me a good box of lemon heads. I love the tanginess, the sourness of a good piece of candy, and lemon heads always do the trick. A close second would be the mini chewy sweet tarts. I do love those as well. I always will pick up a pack when I can. I like the original sweet tarts, they're cool, but I prefer the mini chewy ones that say mini and chewy on the packaging. So yeah, if you want to get me any candy for me to curb my sweet tooth, first up, lemon heads. Second up would be the mini chewy sweet tarts. My favorite drink is water, because when I am dehydrated, nothing quenches my thirst like water. I'm currently on a cherry Coke fix. I don't know what it is about cherry Coke, but it always, does what it's supposed to do when I get some. I know it's not good for you, but yeah, I love cherry Coke. It's a close second at the moment, and my favorite drink is water. If I was not able to grow up in the 90s, which I know and love, if I had to pick another decade to grow up in, it probably would be the 70s. I love the music, I love the clothes, I love the culture, and it just seemed like that would have been such a live decade to grow up in because of all the different changes in the world back then. So if I had to pick one, if I couldn't grow up in the 90s, it definitely would have been, my choice would have been the 70s. 80s is a close second. When I was 7 years old, I won my elementary school's spelling bee. Why do I remember that? I don't know. but I do. I remember being the runner-up, and I wish I could remember what the word was, but I don't remember. All I remember is I won. And I won some type of certificate. And I just felt very proud of myself that I actually won something because I worked hard. And from a kid up until, graduating college, I love to learn. I love to learn new things. So yeah, that was a cool moment for me back in the day. I am a true empath at heart. That's probably a part of that is probably because I'm a Pisces, but I always try to, when I, come across certain situations, I try to put myself in that person's shoes. Even for some situations, even for people that have hurt me, I try to see it from their perspective and see what they were doing, or why they did what they did, and what caused them to react that way. So it's something that has become second nature to me. I can't turn it off. It's just part of who I am. So when it comes to driving, I am a late bloomer. I did not get my driver's license until I was 18. I was a freshman in college. I was just scared. I was just scared of it. I was like, this whole 2-ton or something car, I'm in control of it. That's scary. So I did not officially get my license until I was 18, and like most people, I learned through repetition. So I had to, of course, keep trying it, keep driving, getting familiar with the car, and the pacing of when you hit the gas versus the brake. I had to get used to all of that. I had a private teacher that came out to my school who was a family friend, and he was a driving school teacher, and he came out to my school during the days of the week where I didn't have class, and he taught me for a couple hours. And luckily, I was able to get my driver's license. When I took the test, I was able to get my license on the first try, so I didn't have to take multiple tests. So that was a really good. I felt really good that day that I actually passed the test on the first try. So yeah, I was a late bloomer, but better late than never, right? My biggest phobia is drive-through car washes. I cannot stand them. I can't even get in the car and be on the passenger side of somebody going through a drive-in car wash, let alone be the one driving. I just get severe anxiety, and part of that comes from me watching horror movies, specifically the Final Destination franchise. I just feel like one of those machines in there will just malfunction. I'll get stuck. Something could happen to me. And I just can't do it. So to this day, whenever my car needs to be washed, I will go to one of those manual handheld car washes to get my car clean. So I know that might be weird to some, but most phobias are weird. But yeah, that is probably one of my main phobias. Don't judge me. My current guilty pleasure is true crime TV. It's just so interesting to see what some people would do when it comes to, you know, committing crimes. I watch true crime documentaries all the time. I personally like the ones where you hear it directly from the horse's mouth, from the people who were actually there, versus like a third or fourth person point of view. I like the ones where you hear it directly from the people that were involved. I remember when I was younger, maybe in my teens, early 20s, I didn't really like true crime because I was like, that stuff is real life. That stuff really happens. But now I'm so intrigued. I'm so interested because it's just amazing. Of course, not amazing in a good way, but it's just, I guess I should just say interesting. It's interesting to see what certain people will do when it comes to, you know, committing some of the most severe, vile, crazy crimes you've ever heard of. So I'm always intrigued by that kind of stuff. So yeah, I love true crime. I could watch it for hours. If you can relate to that, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Another fun fact, I am borderline OCD. I do not like items being out of place. It drives me up a wall. I hate it when it comes to my work life, my personal life, all aspects of life. I like everything to be organized. Everything has its own place where it should be. I remember one time my mom and I went and got some food out to eat that we had brought home, and she had a napkin that fell on the floor, and I just looked at that napkin. I could not even really just focus on my food because I kept seeing that napkin on the floor, and my mom had to go, "Briana, leave it there. It's fine." I was like, "No, I'm gonna pick it up." So yeah, it's just, I don't like things being, you know, out of place, out of order. I am a germaphobe, so I don't like nasty, germy. I mean, I don't really go, when it comes to people being messy, that's fine if you're messy, you know, as long as it gets cleaned up eventually. But for me in my house, everything needs to have a specific place. That's just me. I don't even like going to get in the bed with outside clothes on, because like I said before, it is an outside smell and feel, and you're bringing those particles, those elements in the house, and they're all of your clothes when you lay in the bed. So I always change clothes when I come back in the house before I get in the bed, just for that specific reason. So yeah, Briana's borderline OCD. If I had a superpower, what would it be? Okay, 3 come to mind. First would be controlling time. If I, like the movie Click with Adam Sandler, if I could like fast forward, slow motion, pause, rewind, skip chapters, oh my God, that would be so fun. Because sometimes I just feel like life is fleeting and time gets away from you. And I just feel like that. And and obviously some moments I would want to replay again. So yeah, if I could control time, that would be dope. The second one would be reading minds. Sometimes you just want to know what some people are thinking. And sometimes when people tell you things, you don't always fully trust what they're telling you, or they're not telling you the whole story of what they really think in its entirety. So if I could read people's minds, that would be super dope. The next one will probably be invisible. Sometimes I would just want to be a fly in the wall and hear certain conversations, see certain things that I would not be able to do as myself. But if I was invisible and no one could see me, I could definitely go into those rooms that I'm not privy to otherwise. So yeah, those would be my superpowers. If I had the capability of choosing them, that's what they'd be. My favorite movie genre is horror. I briefly did mention this in my favorite movies video. Go check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, I think when it comes to horror movies, I think it's the adrenaline rush that kind of gets me going. And I think that there's so many ways to scare somebody. So there's so many different stories that can be created to make a good horror film. There's only so many chick flicks you can tell, so many rom-coms you can tell, you know what I mean? So I feel like the diversity in horror films is what I admire the most. And I love those other genres as well. Don't get me wrong, I do love those, but my top will probably be horror films. I think for me though, I do have my limits. I'm not a huge fan of like torture porn, you know, but I think for me, because of the creativity that comes with horror films, is why I love it so much. And it doesn't really get acknowledged when it comes to, like, you know, the Academy and things like that, which is a shame because there are some good classic and even modern day horror films that should be recognized because they're classics in their own right. But yeah, I will definitely put anybody to the test when it comes to horror. So kudos to all the horror movie fans out there. Who are my celebrity crushes? Okay, I have a few, but my top three, if you know me, you know them. My top three are Michael Jackson, Tupac, and Method Man. Those are my top three crushes because not only are they all extremely talented, but I like their minds. Their minds are what makes them sexy. So and obviously the physical, obviously. So I can watch interviews of either of those three and be, you know, on a binge for hours. Michael is such an amazing talent, as we all know. Put out one of the biggest albums of all time with Thriller. But he was also very smart, and he had an intellect about him that was very intriguing. That would have been so cool if I got a chance to see him in concert before his untimely passing, because he definitely is a force to be reckoned with. Tupac is another one. His mind, I mean, the way he thinks and how he was just so pro-black, which is admirable for anybody to do that out loud, you know, in a society that kind of, you know, oppresses black people. And he just had a I don't give a attitude about him that was always so interesting. There's so many documentaries out, you know, about Tupac and his legacy. One that I would recommend is Dear Mama on Hulu. You get to see some of the people that were actually in Tupac's life who knew him talk about, you know, what a great person he was, and it's really interesting. So it would be one of those things where if I ever got a chance to meet him, who obviously he's passed on as well, but if I got a chance to meet him, I probably would be weak in the knees, and then his swagger too. Like, Tupac has an amazing swagger about him. Like, he knew he was the ish. Like, you know, sometimes it probably got to his head, I would say, based on what I've seen and read of him. But he also was, you know, again, very smart. I have the his poetry book, The Rose That Grew from Concrete, and you could just tell by that, you know, he was very in tune with his artistry, and it's admirable. So yeah, I love him. And then Method Man, of course, like I said, the physical, but also he was a realist. He still is a realist. And I definitely can identify with that. He gonna tell you like it is, not sugarcoat anything. And his artistry, of course, another one. His artistry is just incredible, and he knows how to stay fit. As we all know, he keeps his body on lock. So he keeps his, you know, stuff ripped, and if you follow him on Instagram, you know, he has all those fitness videos and things. So yeah, fitness is important to him, which is great. But also he's a part of one of the most biggest, you know, hip hop groups of all time, with Wu-Tang Clan. They have a great documentary as well. It's called Of Mics and Men. You can buy it online. I bought all the episodes online because I just love their story of the Wu-Tang Clan. So if you ever have a chance to go watch it, go check it out. But like I said, not only his physical, but his intellect, and I just love anything Method Man. Just anything. I'm just, you know, blushing like a little girl, little college girl, little school girl. So yeah, those are my top celebrity crushes. My first car that I ever got was a maroon Thunderbird, and I hated that car. So, I mean, you know, when you first get a car, when I first got my license, I had to, of course, start, you know, small, humble beginnings. And I mean small figuratively, because literally that was a huge ass car. I hated how big it was. It was old. It was run down, and you know, I really did not like it at all. And then also it had a tire alignment problem, so every time I put my foot on the brake, it would like sway a little bit over to the right, and I was always, you know, scared that I was gonna hit someone. So obviously I don't have that car anymore. And obviously when you start out, you gotta, you know, start at the bottom, work your way up. You're not gonna get a really nice car when you're a first time driver. So luckily I was able to, you know, get better at driving, and now I have a very much newer car in this day and age. But yeah, it was awful. I hated being seen in that car. It was not fun at all. So I'm just thankful that, you know, I was able to progress and move my way up to a better car. Thank goodness I don't have that car anymore, because yeah, I hated it. Random fact, I once won tickets to a concert by posting a picture of my food order. There was a local restaurant, a local hole in the wall place in town that were giving away some Maxwell tickets. Maxwell was coming to town, and I love my R&B neo soul music, so Maxwell's definitely up there. He's on my list as far as favorite male neo soul singers. So I really wanted to see him. So they were like, you have to post a picture of your meal, customize your picture of your meal, and the best person wins. And I had a catfish order because I love catfish. I don't like seafood at all. The only exception is catfish. I had a catfish order that I pretty much soaked up with some hot sauce and a little bit of ketchup on the side for my fries. And I submitted the picture not thinking that it would do anything, and I won. And I was able to go to that concert and see Maxwell. He put on a very good show, and I was very happy because I didn't have to come out of pocket for anything. So yeah, that was fun. All right, so that's it for my random facts about me video. Please leave comments below letting me know if you identify with anything that I mentioned, or if we have some of the same similar interests. Please leave comments down below, and we will definitely chat more down there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate all of the love and support. I do have more videos coming soon. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Peace.